It's Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Poker. You know the game?
Clobberanimo!
Come get some.
It's Clobberin time!
The word is given.
Clobberanimo!
Yeah, the word is Clobberanimo. So, greetings, clobberers, clobberanimos, clobberuskis, clobberoids, clobberins, clobologists. To all who greetings, my friends, and to those who do not fear not. Perhaps one day you shall learn to bang the rocks together, guys. And here we are. Welcome to Clobberin Times, issue number 507 on YouTube. 1,507 over the past 15 crazy years. And it is tonight, as it is every Wednesday night, wild card Wednesday night, where the cards are wild and cardy. Where Clobby, your host, is wild and cardy and clobby and all that stuff. So it's good to see you. We have some things to talk about tonight. Yeah, it's open geekness, but so there's no specific topic, but we have a few things out there in the let's just say in the pop culture news zone that I will definitely be addressing. There's some things that worth talking about for a change. But before we get to that, let's do a few show noties and shout outies, shall we? Tomorrow night, of course, as I am every Thursday night and Tuesday nights, I should be hanging out with the great Tom Connors and his good gang over there at Midnight's Edge After Dark, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Looking forward to that. Let's see here. And then, of course, the clubhouse is in session. My wonderful Clobby's Clubhouse, as it is every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. And we will have, of course, my wonderful first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs, who reports back for duty after shore leave. And, of course, the great Chief Engineer, Mark D. with a C. Both join me for a Blake 7 episode review, a Kolchak the Night Stalker episode review, and a Star Trek Unlimited comic book review. Looking forward to that, as I said. And then Friday night's a great night for FF. Yes, indeed. Fantastic Fridays on the great J-Man channel. My good buddy J-Man and my good buddy Sean and I get together to celebrate and review all of the great Jack King Kirby's legendary run on the world's greatest comic magazine, Fantastic Four, 1 through 102, and all 6 of the annuals. That is 4 issues each week, appropriately enough. Friday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 Central, with, again, a lot of fun we're doing with that. And then I'm usually can also be found a little bit later, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on my good buddy 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser's channel hanging out with Nick and his Friday night comic shop, boys, where we just, well, what else? We talk comics. We have a lot of fun. And then back here on the Clobby's channel, same Trek time, same Clobby channel, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 4 more episodes on Saturday Night Star Trek, reviewing in season 7 of Star Trek Voyager. Well, look, we had a lot of fun last week. Raquel's back to business. We're gonna burn through this season. Gonna have a lot of fun. So shout outies. Let's see. Let me shout out my wrenches. Whether they're here or not, they get the shout out. The great Eric K. Bronze Wrencher, the wrencher of bronze. The great Chris Persia, Vindicator wrench of the Great White North. Shout out to your father, buddy. Hope he's doing better. D. Bud Martin, the wrench of iron. Lord Thoth, God of the wrenches. Avon lives long, live with the Legion. My great buddy J-Man, partner in crime on Earth B, which will be this week. Oh, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Oops. Wrong thumbnail, sorry. All right, let's see. I forgot to put that in the shouty outies, but J-Man and I will have Earth B this week. It's the B Monday of every month. And we have, instead of our usual Legion reviews, we'll be here for another visit to Earth B for Bob Haney. Some Bob Haney talk. But anyway, there's, again, the great Wrench Without Fear J-Man, Max Redstone, rather, our resident limerick expert and music meister. And Fanty Outsidery, Larry, the Bullwinkle Wrench, the Quagnar. And I am Kirok, Maddie's Daddy, and Kal-El. So let's see who was here with us in the chat, my friends. Try to shout you all out. Shout it all out. Let's see here. Joe Dog, what's up, buddy? Good to see you there, man. Hey, Larry. FKH, Tim, what's up? Dave C. Hey, Dave. It's good to see you, bro. Good to see you, Gwag. Even with a gun. Hello, indeed. Ravenscroft. Hello, my friend. Claude Solling. Hey there. There you go, Max. Penny. Hello, Penny. Good to see you, my dear. I hope you were doing well. 701 Tex. Yo, brother. The ads thing, I don't know what to tell you. I know the ads are weird sometimes. Like I say, I have no control over them. But same deal. I've gone on some streams today where I had ads, and once in a while I'll catch one without the ads. So weird. Picasso. What's up? Good to see you, Picasso. Max said, you had an Uber ride with a like-minded sci-fi fan named Travis. Well, wow, nice. Excellent. Nice. Yeah, looks like we got everybody. Anyone else comes in, they'll be shouted out accordingly. Okay, well, what? Oh, Max, what's that, Max? Duck out for a bit while I enjoy the splendor that is Costco food court. Yeah, there you go. I like those chicken bake thingies. Those things are pretty good and huge. Okay, well, Hey, Adrian James, good to see you. I guess it's time because everyone else is talking about it. I'm the only fool out there that doesn't monetize it because I don't make videos about it or anything. But it's the talk of the town in geek circles. The new show. I think you may have heard. You've only heard of it if you look at a lot of geek YouTube channels, because very few of you probably would even know it exists unless you follow geek news. But the Acolyte, Star Wars, the Acolyte, the Crapolite, was released on Disney Plus last night. Disney's latest desecration of the Star Wars franchise, because they're not done destroying it yet. No, they got plenty of destruction to heap upon Star Wars. Before you judge me, it's true I watch it, but I don't pay for Disney Plus. I use my I have let's put it like this. I have what is that, Tex? What link is that? I have my daughter's codes. So just a blog link. Okay. Yes, Adrian. And by the way, before we get to that, yes, let's do this because this is important. We all know that Doctor Who, like Star Wars, like Star Trek, they've both been under absolute siege for years, being destroyed by the horrific woke mind virus. Never heard of it either, D-Bud? But oh, really, Tex? I've heard about that. Yeah. Anyway, Doctor Who lost a very important member, a very important contributor to the real Doctor Who. William Russell, at age 90, I think it was 97, was it? Passed away the other day. Yeah, Tex, I know. Okay, yeah. And I just wanted to say, Clobberin Times, of course, salutes the great, not only the great William Russell, but his character Ian Chesterton, who was a very important character to the show. He was amongst the first group of companions, of course, along with Barbara and Susan. Ian was on the show for a couple of years. He was, the character of the Doctor at that point, the very grandfather-like character. Wasn't really the action type, if you will. William Hartnell at that time had been relatively infirm. He wasn't always in the best of physical condition or health. And so the young, dashing heroic type that Ian was, young school teacher, was kind of in charge of all the heavy lifting in terms of the action, you might say. And we used to jokingly call it Ian Who, but he was a good character, a good actor, and also a huge part of the show, even after he left it, in terms of the fan base. Always very good to the fans, always very, from what everyone says, he was just a sweetheart of a guy who treated the fans well and was always participating in fan events, cons, and different things like that. So by all accounts, a swell fellow, obviously an excellent actor. And an all around, tip-top bloke. who played a beloved character on a show that we loved and will forever be remembered fondly by Doctor Who fans the world over. So Clobberin Times sends out a big RIP, rest in peace, and a big salute to Mr. Russell, William Russell, and of course his character Ian Chesterton. As the Doctor said at the end of the Dalek invasion of Earth, what he said to Susan as he would say goodbye to her. One day I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there'll be no tears, no anxieties, no regrets. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine. And he was like I said, a special fellow. So we all will always grateful to his contribution to the show and the show's fandom. So rest in peace, William Russell, aka Ian Chesterton. And from all your fans, thank you. And from Clobberin Times, salute you. Obviously, so many of our favorite shows have lost, actors from them. And Blake Seven lost some people last year. We lost Stephen Greif and Chris Boucher. Doctor Who is always losing people, of course. Obviously it's very natural. Never, not good, but it happens, unfortunately. And all we can do as fans is thank them. That's all we really can do. So, but I'll tell you who we don't ever have to thank, though. There are people, some people we can hold in utter contempt, and it's the ones who control our franchises that we do love. I'll go back to Doctor Who and that abomination that's going on with that right now. But I'll stick back to the Acolyte a little bit because, it's just, we'll swerve back to that. Yes, it is. I agree with that, Racist Crawford. It is so important to acknowledge those we have lost, to remind everyone how important they were and always will be. That's a good point. I completely agree. Absolutely. So, the Acolyte. Now, look, to me, I always want to make sure I pour this on correctly. There are some huge Star Wars fans out there. I consider myself to be a big Star Wars fan in the sense that it's not my favorite thing ever. And if it is, hey, your favorite, totally understandable. It's great. I love it. I do, but I dearly love it. It's definitely a part of my heart and my soul as a geek. But my love extends from the original 77 film, even more so The Empire Strikes Back. I have a lot of problems with Return of the Jedi, but, it's still part of the family, but I have a lot of problems with it. I don't hate the prequels, but I could take them or leave them. There are things in them that are fun, but they're not great movies. But that doesn't mean they're like completely, I throw them out, baby, with the bathwater because, at least, I don't know, this didn't really bother me as much. I hate the special editions of the original films. I like a lot of the comics and the books, the ones that were Timothy Zahn and a lot of the comics before that. But anything after 2015 is fake. Yes, and by the way, I admit Rogue One is a mildly entertaining movie, but I don't care about it enough to give it the pass, other than admitting that it was kind of entertaining. So anything after 2015, I'll just put it to you like this, the theaters. I'll stick to movie theaters for a minute. I hate The Force Awakens with a passion. Hated it up front. I didn't need to see it a bunch of times to know how much I hated it. Once was enough. I hate The Last Jedi just as much or more. I hate The Rise of Skywalker, just about as much at least. It's a piece of shit. I hated Solo. So now let's go to let's see. some of the things that happened before 2000, some of the ancillary things. Like, I like the original Clone Wars cartoon. I kind of like the other Clone Wars cartoon. I enjoyed Rebels to a point. Then you got the TV shows, the Star Wars TV shows on Disney Plus. I thought the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian were okay, decent, watchable enough that felt just enough like a Star Wars show that I could watch it. And I thought it was okay. Silver Centurion Mark 6. Look at that. That's a nice name, man. Like the second Star Wars cartoon. Yeah, I did too, Silver. I also like the first one by the guys that did Samurai Jack. I enjoyed that one. So I thought the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian were mildly entertaining. It's okay stuff. I never went back and watched it again, but it was all right. The 3rd season, in my opinion, was horrible. Okay, I hated the Book of Boba Fett. Hated even more Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think that show was a piece of garbage. Just my opinion. What was the next? What's another? I hated Ahsoka. I couldn't get through Andor. It was a show that was, while interesting and laudable, it wasn't really a Star Wars show. And what else is there? I think that's it. Now we have The Acolyte for some reason. We didn't ask for it. No one did. But here we have it. And Disney Plus just dropped the first 2 episodes. And I sat through both of them last night. To give an honest review, which I always like to be honest and fair. There were some things in it in the first one that weren't all that bad, but there were things in it that were so bad you can't excuse them. So it's not really spoilery, but because everyone's been talking about this all day, why not one more, right? But don't worry, I won't go too long on it. Here's where this show, because you want to give anything you're going to sit down and watch, you want to give it a shot. You hope you don't want anything to be bad. If you go in and you go, okay, let's hope something's good. Wait, this thing had a lot of things going against it, but hey, especially stupid things said by the idiot showrunner. But you go, all right, well, let's see if it's good. Let it prove me wrong. Let it surprise me. So you open up and you've got this scene with this young kid. I don't know how old she is in the show, but she's I guess trying to look all spooky and like a badass. She goes into this bar and she challenges this obviously older, more mature, and like a pretty serious looking Jedi Master, played by Carrie-Anne Moss. Yes, Trinity, and good actress. And like I said, they establish that she's a Jedi Master, so she's been around a long time. And this punk kid, this girl is like, this girl couldn't be like maybe 20 something, 20 or whatever. And she doesn't look scary or menacing. So right there when she challenges, and she doesn't have a lightsaber either. And she says, attack me so we can fight. And of course the Jedi Master says, Jedi don't attack people. What do you want? Says she wanted to fight her so she could kill her. Well, so we don't attack people. What's wrong with you? Get out of here. Go back to your mommy. But so she insists on fighting, so she starts attacking, like threatening other people in the bar. So wackiness ensues. The big fight starts between the two of them. The fight's kind of okay, but it's so stupid because this little girl is using blades, like actual metal blades, where Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss, I forget the Jedi's name, has a lightsaber, for God's sake. She's a Jedi. In order for that scene to work, to have gravitas, it's got to be some like really spooky, mysterious looking badass walking in there challenging her, because we all know what's going to happen from get go. Somehow, some way, one of them's gonna kill the other, and it's probably gonna be the little girl. Well, I can't buy into her after they fought for a bit, and clearly she looked outclassed because she's fighting a Jedi Master. So I'm supposed to be able to buy into her. This little girl who doesn't even have a lightsaber, who doesn't look like she uses the Force the same way, uses some weird Force foo or whatever. I'm supposed to buy into her being able to beat the Carrie-Anne Moss character. I don't buy it. So they get in the fight. She finds some way to trick her along just enough to be able to find a way to kill her. So the young girl, nobody, nothing. It's not like she looked like a badass, like some mysterious. Look, Darth Maul. When you see Darth Maul early on in Phantom Menace, he looks scary. He looks dangerous. We don't know exactly what he is, but we as fans probably know he's a Sith. So that when he takes on Qui-Gon that first time, you buy into it. You buy into Darth Maul being able to hold his own against a master Jedi like Qui-Gon Jinn. And then later, he fights 2 Jedi. Kills one, gets killed. So I never doubted for a minute. I never looked at it and go, oh, God, that guy's going to fight Qui-Gon Jinn. No, I don't think whether you like that movie or not, forget about it. You just feel it. You feel the presence of Darth Maul thinking he's going to be dangerous. He's a threat. He's scary. So, hey, Keely Chow, roll tide. So Darth Maul, you never doubt for a second he's going to be dangerous to whoever if he goes and calls out a Jedi in a bar, it's going to be a serious, badass fight. But this girl exudes none of that. So when she walks in to challenge the Carrie-Anne Moss character to a fight, who is Carrie-Anne Moss, when you first see her, and they establish she's a master Jedi, you're going, well, this doesn't look like much of a competition. I can't buy into it. I can't buy into this little girl killing her. But she does. And it's laughable. It's stupid. The fight was kind of okay for a while, but you're still going, wait a minute. Well choreographed, Well, wait a minute. Who is she to beat a Jedi? We don't know anything. We know one is established as a master Jedi, and she's Trinity. I'm kidding. So she kills her. So, of course, the Force is female. Yep. So, oh my God. So anyway, next shot, we're on a Trade Federation ship, and the girl who killed, or at least we think at first, the girl we think killed Trinity. Just gonna call her Trinity. I forgot the character's name. The girl, she's out. She's apparently a mechanic working on this ship. So you're like, that's her. That's weird. Didn't she just kill that Jedi person? This doesn't seem like the same person. And we're thinking, maybe we're not sure what. We think it's the same person at first. So she's outside in a spacesuit, walking on the side of a spaceship, and the ship gets attacked or something crashes into the ship, and there's a fire in space. I will say again, she's outside with her friend working on the exterior of a spaceship, and a spaceship is a big fire. A fire in space, not an explosion where it goes away, a fire that's burning in space. And, remember, I'm not going to go any farther than to say what I think about that. How can you have a fire in the vacuum of space? Answer, unless it works differently in the Star Wars universe, you can't. But ask the ladies who made this show. I'm not blaming ladies, just saying somebody wasn't really looking into the science of it. So it was pretty hilarious. Anyway, so they get back into the ship, and it turns 2 Jedi show up to arrest this girl who says she's innocent. She has nothing to do with it. But they don't believe her because she looks exactly like the girl who killed Trinity. So they send her on a droid-run prison ship to send her back to Coruscant. In the meantime, on that we see that girl who really killed Trinity, who looks just like the girl who got framed for it, on some planet, talking to some dude speaking cryptically. That seems like a dude anyway. We never see what he looks like. Apparently, he's her master. He's trained her in the dark arts. They don't say anything about Siths, but apparently this girl's been trained in the dark arts, and her mission is to kill Jedi. We find out later there are 4 Jedi she wants to kill. Great plot, right? It gets worse. So on the trip to Coruscant, these prisoners who were being held, being transported, found a way to escape, but they didn't help. What's her name? Let's see. Her name is OSHA, and I don't mean anything to do with the government organization. OSHA is the girl who got framed for the murder of the Jedi for some reason. And these guys just leave her there. And she manages to help some other guy. She helps some other guy get out of his cell after she sneakily gets out of hers. And but he steals the last life rocket, so he gets out in the last escape pod. She has to strap in and crash in the ship. Larry. Next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. At the Jedi Temple, we meet a somber but interesting fellow named Saul, who's a Jedi training some kids. He's the only character in the episode I even liked. I forget the actor's name. He's a Korean actor. This is his first American work. His first American, role. Whoa, I got noise going on, folks. Sorry. Let me turn my phone off. I thought I had it off. Baby, stop it. God, ram it. Fam. All right, I turned it off. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, your basic idea here is it turns out that this girl that's been framed was a former Jedi. She was a Padawan of this guy, but eventually she quit because she didn't like being a Jedi anymore. And she went to work on space freighters and crap like that for the Trade Federation until she just got framed for murdering another Jedi. But why did that other girl look exactly like her? Bum, bum, bum. Spoiler alert, down the road we find out. Get this has never been done in TV history ever. In any fiction ever. She has a long-lost twin sister that she thought was dead. That's who she is. Yee! Who's now been trained in the dark arts to kill Jedi. Jedis are, by the way, this takes place 100 years before Phantom Menace, basically, roughly 100 years. And it's the time, it's supposedly not exactly like this, but Obi-Wan did say for over 1,000 years, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic before the dark times, before the Empire. Well, guess what we're going to find out on this show, fellas and ladies, guys, that the Jedi weren't so nice. That's what's coming up. It's like a message, people, message. Yep, that's what this show's going to be about. We've only seen 2 episodes, but it's coming down the pike, baby. Jedis are shit. Well, the white male ones are anyway. There's no, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So her old teacher is asked to go find her, and he brings two uninteresting Jedi kids with him, Jedi Knight youngsters. They're just whatever. They're there. And so they go after her, and they eventually find her on Hoth, not Hoth really, but it's a planet that has snow on it. They find her. You know what's weird? I watched this last night, and I keep forgetting crap that happened in the episode. It's so memorable. Oh my God! What did they? Oh, they found her. By the way, you know how most people in the any Star Wars, they have a droid of some kind. Her droid looks like a tricorder. She carries it. It's like this. This is a commentary on Zoomers, I guess. Her droid doesn't move around like R2D2 or whatever. She puts it in her pocket. It's a pocket droid. What? I mean, why would you do that? What dumbass thought? I bet these idiots probably thought that would be relatable to kids. How un-Star Wars is that? For her droid to be basically her freaking iPhone. I kid you not. She just carries it around. It's like, it's not much bigger, barely bigger than an iPhone. It doesn't even it makes noises when it talks to her sometimes, but it's not like R2 or any of the other droids. Larry. So why would you do that? Yeah. Let's see. W1, K1, W1, wiki, what? This just sucks. I guess I never looked at my Android phone as that. Oh, from Jason the Star Command? Okay. I can't remember what he looks like, Tex. But this looks like a little phone. So it's pretty stupid. Isn't it more fun to have a droid that can move around like R2 and stuff or whatever? Even this stupid ass Andor had a droid. Even stupid Ray in the BB-8 sucked, but he was a droid that moved around. This is so lame. Like everything about this show. Anyway, we find out later that the girl who wants all the revenge to kill all the Jedis because their Jedis are evil and bad, I guess, because they did something bad. She's on that planet. She's going to a planet. Oh, and the Jedi, to track her down, they find that the guy who stole the escape pod. They find him and interrogate him with the Force. They basically rip it out of his mind because that's what Jedis do that stuff. Anyway, we find out that her sister, the evil sister, is May. That's her name. And Jesus Christ. Oh my God, man. It's tough to remember this shit after all. It's been less than a night. This last night since I watched it. It's so forgettable. When they finally catch up to her and have their little reunion, they decide, that she's innocent and her former boss believes her. And but they didn't know about her sister being alive, right? But eventually we see her sister. She has a run-in with her. Let's see. Are they going to her sister's going to this let's see. By the way, feel free to ask any questions you have, by the way, anybody. Adrian says, Clubby, have you seen the new Alien Romulus trailer? I did see it. I got to tell you, Adrian, full disclosure, I'm not a big fan of Aliens as a franchise. I think the first movie's great. I love Aliens, the second movie, and I don't care for any of it after that. I didn't like Alien 3. I didn't like Alien 4 Resurrection or whatever. I thought that was terrible. And other than maybe like one of the Aliens Predator movies or whatever, I don't think I ever saw any of the other movies. So, and I won't see this one. I thought the trailer kind of bored me, to be honest. But I'm that way now. I'm cantankerous when it comes to trailers of new movies coming up, stuff like that. So I did see it. What did you think it's interesting? Are you going to go see it? Because I mean, if you're a fan of those franchises, you might. Well, there's D-Bud. Favorite Doctor Who story with William Russell. I'm not sure I have a. Obviously, I love Dalek Invasion of Earth and the Daleks, but you know what? I think it's weird, D-Bud. I'm probably going to say the Unearthly Child. Even though the show got really slow, the other parts of that story, the part with him is him just learning about the Doctor, I thought he was terrific in that. So I don't know. Mostly because I got to read a lot of them. I think I got to see episodes that were in bits and pieces. I've seen them all, but it's been so long. So I might have to go with the Daleks or Dalek Invasion. Maybe the Daleks. It's tough. Ravenscroft says, got a geek question for you, Clobby. Who is an FF villain that you felt should have been used more? For me, I liked Salem 7. Yeah, they were cool. The Eliminator. And of course, the Overmind. That's a good question, I think. Let's go. I think, you know who I think they should have used more? I mean, they used them. But you really didn't see Psycho Man that much outside of some of his earlier appearances. I don't think they brought him back later that much. And when they did, there was some other comics. But also, excuse me. Really, I don't know if there were. I don't think there are too many that were underused. But yeah, I like Overmind. I'm like you. Yeah, but I'm like you. I think I don't know about Eliminator. I don't know if I'd used him much, but Overmind was definitely one that was good. That would be a good one to use. The problem, there's so many, really. You know, if you think about it, they didn't use the Frightful Four nearly enough. They did use them, but I mean, could have been more. That's a good question, though. Infant terrible. No way. Man. Thank you, Ravenscroft. That's a good question. It's a toughie, though, because there's so many. So many. What about Maximus the Mad? So basically, man, these episodes run together. They finally end up catching the girl who turns out they think she's innocent. They let her join them, and they go looking for this girl who's gone to a Jedi temple on another planet, some podunk planet. In the second episode, wow, that's how memorable the show is. I watched 2 of them, and I'm confused. I'm mixing them up. But it was boring. It didn't make a lot of sense. And it's only 2 episodes. What also doesn't make sense is they spent $180 million on 8 episodes. Maybe more than that. Molecule Man would be another one. Oh, dude, did you see the 3rd episode? Because I've heard about it. So, in the 2nd episode, by the way, all the buried few, the only white guys in this episode are crap in both episodes. I know it's out there, Tex, illegally, but I haven't seen it. Yeah, Blastar would be another one I think they could use more. Sure, Ravenscroft. Yeah. Absolutely. So she gets this poison and she breaks into this the bad girl, May, the bad twin, and goes to confronts this apparently 4 Jedi she's trying to kill. Had something to do with her parents' house burning down. So it's what's really coming is we're going to find out the Jedi are all bad, evil, rotten scumbag colonizers or what have you. And she goes to this, one of the guys she's pissed off at wanting to kill. He keeps trying to attack him, but there's this force bubble she can't get through. It turns out he's this skinny, reedy white dude who's been sitting there for 10 years in a trance or whatever. And when she realizes she can't kill him, I guess she's about to leave, but he stops and he says, "Give me the poison." Or basically, he wants to be poisoned. So another dead Jedi. Yawn. And you might be thinking at this point, what else happened? Well, nothing. You're pretty much caught up now. I mean, and maybe some other crap. I'm spinning my wheels trying to think about other shit that happened in the episode because it was bland. It was boring. I mean, you know, I think the girl, when the 2 twins, you know, meet and stuff, they haven't seen each other since they were children. They all both thought each thought the other one was dead, and yet they have the same exact hairstyle. How about that? And they just, I guess there's going to be a big fight or whatever. But for right now, the girl got away, I believe, and I don't even care. Yes, Adrian James, Volcano is next tomorrow night. That's right. But yeah, you know, I just, next week, there's the week where everyone is saying, Texas mentioned it, and I think you alluded to it as well, Larry. Next week is when the other shoe drops. They were saving it, and next week is when we hear all the bad plans, all the bad news. And you know what? Whatever. There's nothing they could do to bother me. Star Wars is ruined anyway. Oh, I'll laugh at it. It'll probably be pretty funny. In fact, I've already heard some things. I think I've heard people a couple times, but they're talking about it. Basically, the Force is female because, you know, they've been saying that shit for years. Yeah. But watch your male and female fans to stop watching your crap. Most of them. RJ Godzilla. Red Ghost and Super Apes were cool. RJ, I was just talking a little bit about that stupid Acolyte show. Don't worry, I won't talk about it much longer. I'm about to fall asleep talking about it. It's that exciting. I mean, it's just, there were times I kept trying to, no, maybe I'll break down. Maybe I'll fall asleep. The crapo light, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, it's not working out, guys. But I don't know. I'll go. Who wants to talk about the Acolyte? Now, the scene was the ship was like plundered, and then the ship got tired. All right, Tex, take it easy, bro. Be good, man. Thanks for being there, brother. Always makes me happy to see you. Yeah, but look, that's just me putting in the 2 cents. I'm not going to talk about it much. I mean, everybody in the universe of the vlogosphere and on the YouTube channels, every single one of them has had videos up all day, streams up all day, and monetizing it. And I'm the only idiot that didn't. I mean, I'm talking about it now, but no one knows I'm talking about it now because I didn't put it in my description, nor do I care to. I didn't make a video, nor do I care to. I'm just talking about it a little bit just for the hell of it. And I'm sorry I'm boring you to tears with that crap. Not the current Star Wars is so far from the original concept in terms of acting, story theme, music. It's really blasphemy to even call it Star Wars at this point. I absolutely heartily agree, Ravenscroft. So let's talk about anything else but that. And the new Doctor Who's just as bad, but it's like a competition. Which one of them could do something horrible to themselves today? But and now they're in the I think there may be 3 more Doctor Who's left, and there are 5 more crapalites left. And people are going to try, when it comes to something that they love, they're going to want to snatch onto any little crumb that they can get. But I mean, yeah, look, somebody's, like I said, the guy playing Saul, the Jedi Master, who, by the way, speaks very little English. He did an excellent job. I liked him. He was cool. The little girl who plays evil, the good side, what she's playing, her the good part of her, she's likable. I liked her, but she's playing the bad. I'm like, whatever. But of course, she's out there saying stupid shit too. She needs to shut the frick up. She was in an interview with that unfunny jackass with Trevor Noah. And he said something about making white people scared or cry, making white people cry. And she said, well, actually, the goal is to make white people cry. Really? I wonder what would happen. And by the way, I think she's partially white. By the way, joke's a joke. You can make those jokes. And that's fine if both sides can make that joke, I wouldn't care. So it makes me wonder if it is a joke on her part. And also, the fact that that can't be made both ways is a big problem. So she's going to call anybody who would make the joke the other way a racist, a race car driver. Then I'm calling her a race car driver. Can't believe that just 2 episodes in, you all hating it, Adrian. Actually, in my case, it's not really hating it. I just know it's got some bad stuff coming. It's just, I watched them and I was just like, I didn't really care much. It didn't do much for me. Because again, remember, they produced it as a murder mystery, but in the first second, they tell you who the murderer is. So we know who the killer is. That's not particularly good storytelling. It'd be one, if this character had that whole scene, but she wore a mask and you didn't know who she is, there would have been some tension there. Who killed the Jedi? It would have been something, but it's not a mystery now. The only mystery they've left you with, and it's mystery box writing, they want you to wonder what these evil Jedi did. And I guarantee you they're not going to tell us. And I bet you it will remain a mystery. Oh, there I remember what I wanted. There was a part in the second part when they went to that planet. For those who haven't seen it, they have the Jedi's there. There is listen, I live in a glass house. For those who don't know me, I'm a very large individual who has, I have something of a weight problem. Let's put it like that. So but that doesn't mean I want to see this kind of stuff in the show. I don't need to be represented. They actually had a very large overweight Jedi. Now, before you say I'm being mean to overweight people, I happen to be one. Between you and me, okay? And I'm mean to myself about it, but I'm not mean to anyone else about it because I know how it feels. However, I could take a joke, but this isn't even a joke about me making a joke. But you can joke with me about it all long, I could take it. But this is not a joke. There would not be an overweight Jedi. I mean, the Force has enough to do lifting all that stuff, right? Hey, sorry, not sorry. That's true. Anakin Skywalker did blow up the Death Star. That was confirmed. How many of you think it's cute to have an overweight Jedi? Who wants to see that? I didn't think so. All right. It's stupid. Like, wow. Are you kidding me? But okay. I mean, your show's dumb anyway. Why not dumb it up some more? Oh, there's a Wookiee Jedi we're going to be seeing. Is everyone okay with a Wookiee Jedi? Or am I weird? Am I weird to think? Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, maybe it's. I mean, why shouldn't it be possible? Anyone can become a Jedi. So yeah, but still kind of a strange idea to get used to. I guess. RJ Godzilla says it works. We got a different one up there. You also taking the other one down. Poop. It works for Columbo. No, yeah, it works for Columbo. No, yeah, it does, but not here. I mean, leave some mystery to it. Because there was never any investigating going on through here. Well, there was a little bit when McLean was shot. Open shop. Anyway, what can you do? It's bloody peaceful at this point. Apparently, we'll see how it does in the ratings. Or maybe we won't, because they won't show the right ones. But my suspicion is it won't do that well. And if episode 3 is what everyone says it is, I'm not so sure I'll keep watching it. I mean, wow. They should have, if they were smart, whatever they were going to do to this tease something drastic to the 9th episode. Because after that, no one wants to see an episode. But we'll see. All right. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Stephen Mack, what's up? Well, I hear you. He said you can have an overweight Jedi, but maybe you shouldn't have one. Well, yeah, you can do anything, but you wouldn't have one. I mean, I don't think the Jedi Order would allow something like that. But we all know why they're doing it, too. Okay, it's not like, let's say, for example, we didn't have all this body positivity, silliness, and the kind of things that, that go on about that sort of thing in life. And everyone, when it was rational to know that you shouldn't be overweight, which I've always known, even though I have problems with mine. And then someone made one just, because they thought it would be an interesting look to the characters, an alien or something. But we know why it's being done, because for representation, as the kids say. And this, I don't need to be represented on a Star Wars TV show. I mean, they showed the other kid, he's all ripped up and everything and skinny and good shape. Well, I'd rather look like him than the other guy. But I don't. I don't want to watch me. And when I watch an overweight performer, like great ones like John Candy or something, his weight has nothing to do with it. The guy's just brilliant. But that's neither here nor there. Just doesn't like what he says. Uh, uh, yes, RG says, it's not made for me, and I'm fine with that. Well, Stephen, because I'm old. I'm probably the oldest one here, except for D-Bud. Sorry, D-Bud. I've said for many, many years, and I'm look. Part of it is a lament, but I've said for a long time that I've long since aged out of the target demo for example, comic books and such. Like when I'm talking about comics, Marvel or DC or what have you, I've always said, well, look, yeah, I'm too old. If they're not interested in my demo, so why should I, get all bent out of shape? Just let them do whatever the hell they want. And myself and my buddies, we would watch the things that we loved be completely revamped. Why, we're old and obsolete. They're going to take those things. Why even bother? Thing is, when I was saying that, I meant it in earnest. I'm like, well, I can understand that they need to sell the comics. The problem was the market and the art form was shifting so much that the target demos eventually started to stagnate at a certain level, and because demand for comics didn't evolve with it. That, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, eventually, as people, comics got older, the audience didn't get younger necessarily. The younger audience was going somewhere else for their entertainment. They were going to video games. Oh, they would watch movies and stuff too, but video games. A lot of people who read comics didn't stay. Again, didn't stay with comics. Some did, but they got older. Younger people who may have started out with comics around that time where video games were getting more and more popular. Some of them just stayed with video games and didn't touch comics as much. That's, again, not across the board, but it factored into it. And so people they just didn't really gravitate towards comics. And as a result, the demo got skewed a little bit. Now, an example of that is a lot of people really don't like the new shit that much. Look, you know what's selling right now in comic shops, or selling as good as any of the quote unquote new stuff? These things that are called facsimiles. They're doing these like crazy now. I think like 3 or 4 a month at some point of a one-shot reprint of an old comic book. And they're replicas. They're facts, not just reprints. They reprint all the ads and everything. In other words, for like $3.99, you get a Bronze or Silver Age comic that's a complete reproduction, although on nicer paper, of a comic book, so you could have that FF #1, which I guess they did, or whatever, and see what it looked like to have that comic from back then. And those, even before those, they were doing these dollar comics called True Believers or dollar comics, depending on Marvel or DC, and they were flooding the racks, and people were asking for more. And so people want to read old comics. They don't want to read new ones. Not true of everybody, but I'm still. A lot of, obviously, old timers were coming back to get those cool reprints, but a lot of other people, they underestimated their orders by drastic. And a lot of them weren't so much doing, they weren't so much doing like pre-orders or folder orders, but they were going in the shops to get those things. Again, there's almost 2 or 3 every week now. Got to keep up with those reprints, I guess. So I say, cool. The good stuff's getting a look in. And idiots like Dan Didio, they don't even like it. He's pissed off about that. Pisses him off. Well, good, jerkweed. I'm sorry it's an inconvenience for you, Dano. Let's RJ says oh yeah, we all know why there's an overweight Jedi. It's for representation and it's stupid. Personally, I hate it. Yeah, I got you. Says we used to call those kinds of reprints counterfeit copies. Well, yeah, you certainly did. How dare you? Oh my goodness. What in the hell's going on out there? Fanty? What are you doing? Oh, not Fanty. I thought Fanty was there. Fanty here? Is Fanty here tonight? No, Fanty's here. Doc here. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the way it is. Nobody wants to look at the new crap anymore. I mean, not saying nobody, you know what I mean. It's smaller number. I can't even look at that crap. Ugh. So anyway, this Doctor Who. Nobody's here's watching that either, probably anymore. And I hope you're not. God, man. It's ridiculous. What the hell? But hang on a second. Check something here. Am I? Oh. What? My YouTube side's going crazy. Cut it out. Earn. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Bit of a technical glitch. Who's watching who? Who is watching who? Anybody out there? Say yes or no. Put a wire in. Are you watching it, crap? I'm the only dumbass here watching it. And I hope so. Because, ugh. Anyway, that new episode was lovely of that. Talked about it a little bit on Mark's show the other night, I think, but Dot and Bubble. Wow. Who's all went on down to the Audubon Zoo and they all asked for who? Dot and Bubble, folks. I can't. I mean, listen, none of you seen it. Well, there's no reason to talk about it, right? It sucks. It's just they're probably glad the Acolyte showed up. What now? What? So, no one's here. Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, dude.
Hello.
Hey, what's that?
I thought it was at least less boring than the Acolyte.
What? Oh,
I'm not saying quality, but
which one?
Yeah,
Dot and Bubble?
Yeah, it was less boring. At least the creatures look cool.
Yeah, the monsters. Everyone, the great Model D with a C.
Hello, everyone.
I just got to the end, done with Acolyte, but you can say a few words about it if you want, because everyone's
I'm probably the only person in the galaxy that's watched it both episodes twice. So I watched it late last night, and then my son wanted to watch it tonight, and he was pretty disappointed too. And he was
someone else did. I heard someone else said they did too, but yeah.
I mean, it's it's the first two episodes, and I've been lurking, so I've been listening because I had some projects to finish for work.
Mm-hmm.
But and I know. I guess episode 3 is supposed to drop the big bomb.
They say it's out there too. I've heard it's acquirable.
Yeah. So I just a lot of the first episode maybe was a little bit better than the second, but the characters are, not to rehash everything to death, but I agree with what you're saying. The characters are boring. There's no one that you say, oh, this is great. At least they could have changed up the twins' hair there. They had the exact same color too. It was like and the same exact line. Just change it up a little bit.
I mean, that's piss poor.
Yeah.
It's like a fan film, but I don't want to insult fan films.
Yeah.
A fan film would probably have more attention to detail than that.
I mean, if you were twins and, I mean, we've got twins in our family, and a lot of times they would have the same exact hairstyle.
But they knew each other.
They grew up, and they were still.
Yeah, these two didn't know each other was alive.
Street. Yeah, they live on the same street.
These two thought the other was. Each thought the other was dead.
Yeah, so it's just that part. I mean, can you forgive that? I guess. Yeah, I mean, if the characters were interesting and exciting, and why are we seeing so much kung fu fighting in Star Wars? I never remembered Star Wars having kung fu fighting. Do you?
I have no idea. It's so dumb.
I mean, a couple of moves here and there. Yeah, you know some of the martial arts, and as my son was trying to listen to what my son said. Let him have the first take. He was pointing out some of the stuff that was, pretty stupid. But he's like he could have, Carrie Moss's character. I can't remember the Jedi name. She could have taken out
Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity Jedi. She could have taken out that girl much quicker, or at least fought. Like you wouldn't. You never underestimate an opponent. You just take them out. You don't toy with them. So it seemed like she was toying with it the whole time until that last. I mean, I know you've spoiled this, so spoiler.
Yeah,
but you spoiled
nothing to spoil, dude.
I mean, that knife throw, like she's a Jedi master. She's not just a Padawan, and to get taken out that way because you threw two knives and she couldn't, use the Force. They should have had if they're going to take her out, have her go out, go out a little bit differently, a little bit. Something that said, oh yeah, that makes sense that Jedi got completely overpowered, but
right,
she can't twirl the lightsaber, deflect the knife, and then use the Force at the same time. I mean, because these Jedi have been built up to be such almost like superheroes basically, and
it was
in terms
awful.
of fighting.
That was the worst thing, really, because hey, Davina Duckworth, hey there,
El Davina
should be skipping the archetype. Very wise, very wise.
Well, I guess it's a love letter to her sister Leslie Headland. I guess hasn't talked to her sister in years, so this is a way to try to rekindle the relationship.
A shitty Star Wars show is a way to rekindle.
I guess allegedly. I mean, I was watching The Erotic today until the power went out on his stream. He had Chris Gore on, and that's what they were talking about. So, good night, Penny. You're not staying. Can't stay for the Night Stalker show.
Good night, Penny. Right. Well, look. One of the things I was saying at the beginning is this is crucial because you don't even wait to shoot yourself in the foot for the credibility of the show. That the first thing they do does that, and that what I mean by that is, okay. First of all. You tell us who's going to be the bad girl in this case, bad girl, because she's not wearing. I mean, her face isn't covered. After a while, she shows who she is, right? You see her walk in, and then she goes after. I can't remember her name either. Just Carrie Ann Moss was Trinity. Let's just call her Trinity for sake of argument. So here is Trinity. She is in this movie, in this show. She's what? A Jedi master, a full badass, experienced veteran Jedi master. This place, of course, takes 100 years before, Phantom Menace. So what do we know about Jedi masters? They're pretty mastery, right? They're pretty badass.
They're badass, yeah.
They are not to be trifled with. So in order for that to work, to go, whoa, this is going to be cool, this fight, because she's being called out. You can't have a 19-year-old girl or whatever it is walk in there who looks about as scary as Yoda, and
unless it's Rey.
Scary.
Unless it's Rey, though.
She looks about as scary as Jar Jar Binks. in other words, Yoda doesn't look scary, but he could, once but we know who he is, right?
Yeah, he turns. Yeah.
All right. The only way you pull that off is for example, and I talked about this earlier. As soon as we see Darth Maul, we know that's something to be reckoned with right there. As soon as you see him, because movies are visual that way, and mood is important. You see, "Ooh, that guy's scary. That guy's he's a bad mother, right?" So
Darth Vader's first appearance, right?
No, I'm talking about but right. But
for example,
yeah. But let's use Darth Maul.
Yeah,
he's scary looking. He's menacing. So when you see him, you have no problem when he goes. Remember, he takes that first attack that he makes on Qui-Gon Jinn in the desert. Never are you sitting there going, "Oh, who's this guy taking on Qui-Gon?" You just
he's
a
badass.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah, he's standing there next to. Remember, he's standing there next to Palpatine when we first see him, and then later, at last we've also the Jedi. At last we'll have our revenge. So you're good. You're gold. You're not worrying. You never once questioning how this guy's going after a badass like Qui-Gon Jinn. Never.
Yeah.
Not once. And then when they take him on, the two of them take him on at the end, you're never going, "Oh, what this guy? There's no stakes to this fight. That guy's nothing." That doesn't happen. Whether you like that movie or not, that doesn't happen. So the crucial thing is, this is somebody you have to be able to believe that whoever walks through that door is mysterious, is spooky, is menacing. And when they tell a Jedi Master, which we're told this woman says, "I'm going to kill you. I want you to attack me so I can kill you," they better be menacing. They better look like Darth Maul or some other kind of scary badass. She doesn't. I didn't take it serious. As soon as I saw her say that,
she doesn't have a lightsaber either. She has like three little teeny daggers.
She doesn't. But at that point, even we don't, lightsaber. I understand, but I'm talking about first impressions. In a situation like that, if I'm going to believe, whoa, that's going to be a bad fight because that person's looks pretty dangerous. Then what kind of has the balls to take on a Jedi? Whoa, that's going to be cool. I don't do that when I see this. I go, "What? This little girl's she's challenging like a Jedi Master? Are you shitting me?" And then when they fight, I'm like, I'm never once am I thinking, is Carrie and Moss in danger? But then, of course, because I know how stupid these people start, I'm going, "Oh my God, you serious? She's going to be able to kill her?" Because we knew she was going to kill her. So I'm like, wait a minute. This little, hey, Zathras, this little waif is going to kill a Jedi Master. And she doesn't even have a lightsaber. What in the hell am I watching? So right there, the whole scene shot to death. And when she actually manages to kill her, like, this show's stupid garbage. It's garbage right there. Right there when they show that she could kill, you give no credibility to this character, but she could kill a Jedi Master with a freaking a toothpick.
Yeah, it wasn't a good kill. I mean, just in terms of the impressive. If she'd come in and then she says, "Attack me with all your force." This, and then she's gradually using uses the force a few times.
Force few.
She just doesn't seem. Yeah, you're right. There's not an imposing, scary presence with her character. I'm trying to find the line where where the Sith, for lack of a better term, is talking to her, and there's all those contradictions. Jedi never pulls the lightsaber unless prepared to kill. It's like, someone tell Ben Kenobi that in the bar. I guess he only, I guess maybe he was prepared to kill, but I mean, you can't pull your lightsaber. I mean, he didn't. He cut the guy's arm off in the bar. He didn't try to kill him, but they're making it. They're making it more. They're throwing in modern garbage.
Garbaggio
with it. So it's just I'm trying to find the quote here online. And someone had that funny video with like the contradictions, like the acolyte kills without a weapon, and then they had someone did that video, and then they cut to Carrie Ann Moss with the the Jedi live in a dream. Yeah, if you attack a Jedi with a weapon, you will fail. Steal a laser are no threat to them. And then someone interspersed the dagger in Carrie Ann Moss's heart. But an acolyte kills without a weapon. An acolyte kills the dream. It's like, They're setting up the Jedi, of course, as the evil people in the universe.
Oh, the Jedi is going to be the bad guys. Yes, they're going to be bad guys, which is absolute trash.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, Chris Gore was funny today.
K. Roberts, what's up, dude?
He was showing a hey K. Roberts. He was showing a meme. It's like defund the Jedi,
Yeah, I saw, but they're going to be saying that, bro. The Jedi is the cops.
Yeah.
And they have overweight Jedis. That's hilarious too.
Dimensionally challenged is the proper term, but
I'm sorry.
But I was wondering if have you ever seen a dimensionally challenged Jedi before?
No, sir. No.
Can't use the Force to exercise, I guess.
I think the Force should really help you to lose weight. Sith lives matter. Exactly.
Yeah.
Must be depressing to hate heroes all the time. I almost feel sorry for these people. Almost, says Raymond Scott. Yeah, I mean, these people don't believe in heroes or heroism because they don't have any in their soul. Heroism comes from your soul. I mean, obviously, you commit commit a heroic act. Is a wonderful thing when you do one in real life, but you have to have an opportunity to do it. And if an opportunity presents itself and you vote to go that way, then you have a heroism in your soul. I think most of us would like to think we have it. Depends on when we get in that situation. These are people that scoff at it, that don't respect it, that don't have. They're degenerates that don't believe in it, and they don't like it. So therefore, yes, they think everyone is like them. They project themselves on everyone else, and in their stories and in their fiction, they don't like heroism. They don't believe in it.
Deconstruct it. I like to deconstruct.
They like to deconstruct it. They don't believe in it. And George Lucas based every Star Wars on that. But yeah.
Hey, your Muslim uncle.
Hey, your Muslim uncle.
And then the dude that was in the force field just there for 10 years. I mean, he looked like he was 10 years old.
And you can't even, of course, he was the only white dude, and he lets himself take the poison. And
no sense.
Yeah, how can he live that? Can he live that?
Why did he not talk to May the first time then? The evil sister. Why was it only the second time that he talked? I mean, that he woke out of his coma. You excuse all the stuff like say the Jedi can go into a coma. I guess All right, I'll ignore that ridiculousness.
Don't know. They don't give me an answer.
Why didn't he wake up the first time? He said, I've been waiting for you. It's like, I mean,
thank you, your Muslim uncle. I appreciate that. What he says, watched the around the world in 80 days episode. How Gun Will Travel. Yes, with Phileas Fogg, with Sufi Mom. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you, buddy. You're too kind. And yes, that's a cool episode. That after sitting all through the crap I've been sitting through the past day or two, I might throw on a Paladin episode. But yeah, it's the third episode that's gonna pop everything open.
Can't wait.
And it's yowzer.
I mean, it's just boring. It's just boring though. I mean, in terms of forget any of the if you saw messaging, didn't see messaging, it was just a boring story so far. I mean, and the mystery, like you said, that it's the sister already. Like they should have like you said, had do an outfit that you're all totally covered up, and then then you at least have some doubt of it. I guess they wanted to frame her for that attack and killing in the beginning, so that's why they went that route. But and then why couldn't she could even move that little pocket droid like after 6 years of not practicing? If you're telling me if you've got force powers and you can move crap around, I mean, come on, the remote control is across the room, I'm not going to forget how to do that.
Why couldn't she do that? That's so stupid.
I could if I was still out of the Jedi, I would still hey, open beer, come to me, the refrigerator door would open. I mean, I'd be still practicing that. I mean,
yep, but she couldn't do it when her life was on the line.
Yeah. My son's like, the wall opened up, the compartment opened up, and the little droid flew out right towards her.
Well, See, at that point, we didn't know about her. We thought she was. We had no idea if she was or wasn't the killer. At that point, they hadn't told us yet. So,
but that's kind of telling you she's not the killer then, because
right, it was kind of, but like,
yeah. So it's pretty quickly you knew that,
which was a bunch of mystery box writing crap anyway. It's just so stupid. Everything about it is dumb. But what?
Yeah, but I think that I think I'd actually, as bad as the Doctor Who episodes, that was actually a little bit. There was stuff to look at in the episode. I'll just leave it at that. So
I'm sorry, it was worse.
Without getting in too much trouble.
We don't have to talk about that.
You because it's worse because of what's happened to Doctor Who, I guess.
Not just that. It was just. I mean, that was more in your face with the race car driver stuff.
I was just trying to say there was a cute girl to watch most of the episode.
If you thought, but she turned out to be a horrible, rotten person.
Yeah, she's horrible. Yeah, but she can still look good.
You like that? She's your type. You like that sort of thing?
I'm just telling you. If I had to pick right now, I'm on going to purgatory, and I had to pick which episodes to take with me. I'm gonna take the slug one. At least.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could choose because I think Andor, the episodes kind of blend together, and there were some things in it. I mean, they're not good, but I mean, it's just sort of, I guess, because it's not. I don't know. I couldn't barely stay awake for Ahsoka or Andor.
Yeah.
And this one was it Acolyte. I was just sort of.
Well, a lot of people have enjoyed Andor, I've heard. So, but I didn't finish watching it either. So I'm not one of. Maybe I'll go back and watch it at some point. I stopped at episode 3, but
I won't be stopped. I won't be going back. Fanty recovering from getting a bad day of I'm tired and queasy.
Thanks.
Me too. Today's
Sorry
Monday
about
was
that.
worse. Sorry, Fanty. Hope you feel better, bud.
Yeah,
get some rest, man. Get some rest. I've been dragging bottom myself. Tough to get some rest. But so look, what are you gonna do? It's not much to. There's not much to say about Doctor Who. Didn't we talk about that? We talked about it on your show. If anybody,
we did talk about quite a bit on that show. Yeah.
Anybody comes in and wants to talk about that, we will. But failing that, to hell with Doctor Who and Star Wars. Dead.
We do have the watch party in 5 minutes, unless you want me to push it back.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah, didn't I? Isn't that right? Or no, we have an hour. No, we have an hour. That's right. 12:30. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Time zones always screw me up.
John Platt, what's up, buddy?
What time is it in Arizona?
In an hour. In 1 hour from now, folks, the Cold Shack watch party. We'll get to watch something good tonight.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Babylon 5, says Zathras. You go for it. You start with a Babylon 5 question or comment, Zathras, and you will have my undivided attention, and I will talk about that, Mr. Smarty Pants, if you really mean it. If you really mean it. Let's talk about Wag says, let's talk about something important, like they are releasing an Ambush Bug action figure next month. Oh, wow.
I saw that. Someone pre-ordered it or got it or.
Man, they're going to make me break my rule on that one.
Yeah, they ambushed you on that one.
Yeah, it's an ambush. Is that McFarlane?
It's McFarlane, yeah.
I guess it is. He's doing all the things.
Yeah, it's McFarlane. Wasn't because that's DC, yeah, so it wasn't Marvel is all Hasbro license, yep.
Oliver Belamonte. Hey, what's up? I says James Gunn has cast SNL alum Beck Bennett as Daily Planet sports editor, ex-football chief Steve Lombard. Oh, well, someone has to play Steve Lombard, I guess. Joe Dog says, are you guys going to watch Bad Boys Ride or Die this weekend? Not myself. I don't know about Mark.
I probably will not be, but I've heard good things about it from Chris Gore. Well, Chris Gore today said it was, just like a fun action movie. Not paraphrasing him. So he thought it was the second best one, actually. So we'll see how it does in the movie theater. I guess there's a big slapping scene with Will Smith. Gets the crap slapped out of him in one of the scenes, I guess. try to make amends, but I wonder if his career totally shot. Do you think, or?
Well, I guess we'll find out. Zathras, the question is, who is more evil, Shadows or Vorlons? Oh, easily the Shadows. I mean, it's not even a contest, Zathras. The Vorlons, they had their ways, and they were kind of, out of touch, and there were a lot of things wrong with them here and there. But in my opinion, the Shadows were just absolutely horrible, filthy evil. And the Vorlons meant well sometimes, and they were complicated. That's for sure. But in my opinion, Shadows are way more evil. But, that's an interesting question. That's for sure. Let's see. Wag says, the only issue is that it is a 7-inch, so won't fit with the rest of mine. Why would he do a 7-inch of that?
What's there in a 7-inch? Because
man,
Marvel does the Diamond Select or 7-inch scale too. The Diamond Select are bigger scale, which works okay with some of the bigger characters, but it screws you up if you have a standard size person. So yeah, that's weird.
Oh boy.
Maybe it took some pin particles. Yeah.
Okay, I'll say something about B5. I think that Bruce Boxleitner is a very underrated actor. Agreed. His Sheridan was much in the Kirk mode. Agreed. He's a very old school heroic character actor. Boxleitner nails him. Let me tell you something. He is. There have been many times when he does something really cool. Hello there, Bad Gamergate. Good to see you there, Gamergate. He's there are many times when I would compliment the character of Captain John Sheridan by saying, "Whoa, that was such a Kirk thing to do. What a Kirk move that was." That's how you compliment a starship captain. In this case, a base captain. But yes, I hear you. Yep, I love Sheridan. He's also great as Tron. He's great in a lot of stuff, actually. Oh,
Gamergates. Oh, John, yeah.
Well,
go for it. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
John Platt says you guys didn't damage your eyeballs to destroy brain cells by watching Dismal Disney's The Acolyte. We just got through talking about it. And yes, we barely survived it. Our eyeballs have been damaged big time. Sorry. But at least you didn't. I hope you didn't.
Well, I watched both episodes twice too, and I'm still here. So
yours, yeah. Well, he can't see it all right now. Bad Gamergate says, will you be purchasing the Flash 90s series Blu-ray releasing later this month? Mine is on pre-order. Oh, cool. Can't wait to see remaster. I can't really afford that kind of stuff too much. I like that show a little bit. I got a buddy of mine, and a lot of my friends are ordering it, so that's very cool that you are. I don't know if I'll get it. I'll probably watch. I haven't watched it in a while. I wouldn't mind watching the show again now. I remember I used to like that show, but I always thought that the stories weren't as good as they could be because they were usually didn't have enough to do with supervillains and stuff for me. But I like the show though. I mean, except for that's the problem with the pilot. But that was a good show. You gonna buy that? I'm sure.
I'll probably buy that. Yeah, and I got to meet John Wesley Shipp last summer at Terrificon in Connecticut. He was super friendly, very nice. Got a picture taken, but I should have bought an autographed picture too. That was silly. When you can either get a picture or have something signed, and maybe if I see if he's going to be there this summer, then I'll buy that. Maybe they'll sign. I get you obviously have to pay, but sometimes they won't let you give them any. They only sign their photos, but it wasn't that crowded to speak to him. You had to wait a few minutes, but super nice guy, and got to talk to him about the Flash and how how that back in the 90s, that was one of the first superhero shows on TV back in that time period of you had Batman 66. That was just such an fun show. And I didn't mention, but Amanda Pays, wowzers, is Corbin Benson's wife from Corbin Benson from LA Law is probably his most famous role, but she was a cutie patootie, as Raquel would say. But I did enjoy that show. It was Mark Hamill, of course, was on that a couple episodes, and Stunt Brat actually 777.
Yeah,
haven't seen her here in a while, but she had actually doubled for I think Mark Hamill in that episode, or was in some of the stunts. She was on that when he played who did he play? The Trickster.
Yep,
I think it was. Yeah. So yeah.
It was an okay show. I kind of like that episode with the Deadly Nightshade in it, where they had that throwback to that old 50s hero Nightshade. It was basically kind of based on the Wesley Dodds Sandman, so that was pretty cool. But it was a good show.
90s. It was 90s TV, yeah. So it was limited. He did phase through a wall at one point, though. He did finally use his phasing power, and then he never used it again. I'm like, that's so cool.
Very popular.
The show was in a good show. Had a good heart to it. So, and of course, he played. And he was most famously in Stargirl again as the Flash.
Before that, he was on. Before that, on the Flash.
He was on. He was on the Flash TV show too. Yeah. But he was good. Yeah, it was. It was talking about Stargirl, but you don't want to hear about that. So, and then we can talk about Dawson's Creek, though. That's what I really want to talk about.
You could, but you can go. You can. I hope you get a chance to talk about it sometime. So, but no, I'm glad that's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray for you there, Bad Gamer Gate. So yeah, that's cool. The Flash is where Mark Hamill's Joker was born. That's true, because he was really great on that episode.
Yep.
Hey, don't apologize for 90s TV. Yeah, Mark. It beats.
No, it was the special effects. Special effects wise, yeah, that's what I meant. Like no CGI. Of course, half the time the CGI sucks anyway. But they were limited in terms of what you could do back in the. That's what I meant by back in the 90s in terms of villains and like the Flash TV show was able to do King Shark and CGI villains that you couldn't do. But it did look good. The other thing I read was that suit. They said there were only 2 of those suits, and they said he would sweat in the suit. It was like that rubber latex. He said the suit smelled so bad after a while he wanted to die. But I wanted to ask him about that, but I forgot. So
yeah, I didn't do that many episodes, but which is why I never got.
It was like 13, I think, or was it? What was it?
I don't know that much.
I think at least 13. It had to have been 13, minimum 13. Let's see. We've got the internets with us at our beck and call. So
might have been more than that.
I mean, I own the DVDs.
They had one episode that didn't air completely in most of this country because it had some kind of was it George H.W. Bush broke into it. There was some kind of emergency that he would talk about. It was an episode called something sleep when Central City sleeps or some kind of something or other. I think Bill Mummy's in it, if I remember right, but it never aired completely. It's only had that one airing.
Good night, Central City. Okay,
Good night,
May 4th. 22 episodes.
22 episodes.
Thank you, Fanta. Yeah, man, what a crummy memory I have, and I do own these. Yep. So it was originally scheduled on CBS on Thursday against the Cosby Show to gain younger
death
viewers.
Slot.
Before Fox moved The Simpsons from Sunday to Thursday 8 p.m. slot for the same reason to go against I remember that, yeah. Then CBS moved it to 8:30 p.m. with its second episode, attempt to broadcast opposite Fox's Babes. Yes, that's back in the day. You would move TV shows around to try to take, control control that time zone. So Thursdays on, excuse me, on NBC were huge. It wasn't Cheers on Thursday night for a while, and Seinfeld, and then Cosby Show.
That's what
they own Thursday night. Yeah,
they put Probe on against Cosby, it's like jackasses, and they have a chance.
Yeah. Then the show went. I'm reading Wikipedia. The show moved to Saturday nights. Yeah. The second season would open with the Flash's Rogues teaming up to take down the hero. So, yep.
Yowzer.
You remember the show Earth Force?
Yeah.
Gil Gerard, 3 episodes. Wow, 1990.
Earth Force.
Earth, and they spell it out E-A. They put dots in between it. Earth Force. Yep. Only aired 3 episodes. Wow.
I don't know about that one. I always felt like Jay Garrick's Flash shirt looked like the original football or college football uniforms. Very, very manly. Love Jay Garrick's shirt. I have one like that somewhere. Earth Force.
Yeah, only 3 episodes aired. I wonder if that's even more rare than Probe.
I don't think it was a Gulf War thing, Ravenscroft. I don't know. Earth Force. It only made 3? Or they only aired 3?
They only aired 3, but then, the pilot is a 2-hour pilot. And here, I'll just share my screen here. But wow, never heard of that.
Yeah, canceled, but they only made 7, just like they did Pro. What was it about?
Let me assume. Let's see. It says elite group, the Earth Alert Research Tactical Headquarters, Earth, is brought together by a dying millionaire to prevent environmental disasters around the world.
Oh boy. Yeah, Gil Gerard was into that kind of crap.
Yeah, but 3 episodes. Let's see. Earth Force, yeah.
Picasso. Well, so they made 3. They made 7. They only aired 3.
Don't even know who's written by, or no one even knows what the other 7 were for. Yeah,
pilot.
Bad writing, bad acting, bad directing. Earth Force has it all.
Wow.
Yeah. So they ordered 6 episodes rather than the usual 13. Wow.
Well, yeah. At least the 7 episodes of Probe aired.
Yeah. So then this is a great quote here. Yep. Let's see. He said this is called the series pretentious while noting the obvious conflict between the message and its medium. He said, saving the environment can only be accomplished by changing the habits of consumption. Television encouraging consumption is job 1. Don't look for a TV series to point its finger at its advertisers. Yeah. Wow. Let's see. I wonder if they have any pictures of this show. Yeah.
There you go.
There's only 6 foot. I love hearing about these obscure TV shows. I mean,
I don't even remember seeing this, but I'm sure I have a friend of mine who's seen it.
Remember it.
Well, I would have watched anything with Gil Gerard, so how I missed it, I don't know. But at least I can't remember. It doesn't mean I didn't watch it. But I mean, I think I'll remember that. Look at that from the TV guide.
Yeah, I love the TV guide. Yeah. Earth Force.
Nice. Speaking of great 1990s entertainment, I tend to watch back-to-back James Cameron's Terminator T2 and Judgment Day, as they are such well-written and acted movies. Although one's from the 80s, remember? Matters. And who don't like? Oh, well, yeah. It's great. Love them. Those are great movies, man.
Yep.
Clayton Ronner played a supernatural series called Good versus Evil. I remember that. The 90s. Would die to find that one. You never know where you can find. Listen, you can go to certain sites. Sometimes the Internet Archive has just about everything.
Yep.
If you go to look at the Internet Archive of Bad Gamer Gate,
see if they have Earth Force someone.
They might. And there's also a couple of sites that have a lot of stuff. You can find bootlegs of it. I guarantee it's somebody in the universe with their VCR, because they knew Gil Gerard was in it, recorded all 3 of those episodes. Yeah.
It might be a crappy copy.
My friend knows I'm always telling you about.
Yep.
I won't say his name on the air, but I guarantee he knows about the show, and he either does. He has, if he's seen it at
a con or somewhere.
He bought the bootleg of it.
Yeah.
I'll ask him. And I guarantee the person, I know about it. Could never find it, but if it was findable, he's got it. I'll tell you that much. So, now, what was it?
On Zathras hopes to see a mullet. Well, actually, Zathras mullets are coming back. I saw one of the young kid, a friend of ours, had rocking a big mullet, and then someone else I saw at a party rocking a mullet. Like, I almost started to laugh, but mullets are coming back now, believe it or not.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll make it around the world, but yeah. I
remember Space Precinct, K. Roberts, that was a syndication. I never really watched it. I turned it on. Earth Force, what was that all about, says John Platt. We just showed some stuff from it there. It was just about environmental stuff.
Saving the planet, and I guess natural disasters.
Wow, there's some Earth Force clips on YouTube, says Civic Mac. Well, there you go.
Oh.
There was a show. Oh, man, what was that called? There was a show in the 80s. I think it was called The Outlaws. I'm not sure. It was about these cowboys. It was back taking place in the late 1800s or whatever, and they were these a bunch of them, some were outlaws, some of them were lawmen, and they were facing off. One posse was chasing them, and they ended up in this clearing or whatever, and this weird lightning storm struck, and it in a time storm thing, they got brought into the future, into the 80s. Rod Taylor was on it. Did you ever see that show?
What was it called? Time Force again?
No. So I'm gonna have to look up. The only way I can find it is look up his IMDb.
Because IMDb, yeah. I don't remember a show like that, but they should a few years forward. Then at least they could have, had the internet.
Let's see.
Live in the 80s, no internet, no YouTube. How do we survive?
I don't know.
It was tough. Yeah, someone was posting like, "Would you take $100,000 to live in this house without the internet, or could you do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I grew up without the internet. Yeah, did it for 30 years, right?"
Yeah. Outlaws, 12 episodes.
Outlaws, all right.
Yeah. Let's see. Storyline. Sometime during 19th century, Sheriff Grail was chasing a gang of bank robbers when they were all accidentally thrown forward in time to the year 86. Sorry. Realizing they need to work together to survive and perhaps find a way home, the good guy and the good guys and the bad guys team up to open their own private detective agency to fight crime. Maggie was their next. I watched
that might be. It kind of sounds familiar. I couldn't tell you anything about it, but it does kind of sound real. Yeah.
It says 12 episodes. I know I watched it when the first one. Yes, your Muslim uncle, Rifleman, is on Tubi and Pluto. I love the Rifleman. That was a great show. That was one of those. It was like just easygoing, like comfort shows. It wasn't Paladin. Paladin was all over the place. He was more spectacular, but I love him. But what was cool about John, he's on John. He was, Lucas McCain, not John McCain. Was he was just like they got to calling him the Rifleman because he didn't go anywhere without that rifle, and he became famous. But he wasn't the sheriff. He wasn't any of that stuff. They had, the guy that played Dr. Piper and Where No Man Has Gone Before, Paul Fix, was the sheriff. But so he was just a farmer with his son. His mom had passed. It was a great father. Remember when fathers were important on TV? A great father-son show. But he was a nice, easygoing guy. But he was Chuck Connors. That was a big dude, man, and no one messed with him. And he would kick it, and he would always just end up being the hero, even though he wasn't even the cop. He wasn't even the law. He wasn't a sheriff. He wasn't a marshal. But he was a badass too.
He was righteous.
Yeah, that lasted a lot of years. Rifleman, that was a cool show. I like that show. But nothing tops Paladin. Have Gun Will Travel's the greatest. It's the greatest TV Western of all time, and it isn't even close because of that character of Paladin. As you probably know, your Muslim uncle, because that show was initially intended to not be a Western. Westerns were all the big thing back then. He was just going to be in the modern day, like a gun for hire type. And then, Westerns were just huge back then. 1957, But he's unlike any Western character ever. Because Richard Boone played him like this Renaissance man who, I guess, he called himself Paladin. Nobody ever knew his real name. He did hire his gun out, but he had high morals, character, and he wasn't just every other Western cowboy here was rough around the edges type, which we love. But he was like this guy that he lived in the Hotel Carlton in San Francisco. He sat on the San Francisco Opera and the Stock Exchange, and was like and was all into all the patron of all the arts. He ran around quoting Shakespeare and Keats and Wilde and everything and poetry and all this stuff. But man, when he had to draw down on a baddie, boy, he would take them out and he would kick ass when he had to. Paladin's the greatest. And there's, your Muslim uncle's been watching that a lot lately. Hey, Dr. Duke, good to see you. Have gone, will travel, reach the Cardamom. It's amazing. Richard Boone started directing in season 4, and I swear they started using more of the Paramount lot season. So, and they used a lot of great location stuff. Gene Roddenberry wrote like 22 or 3 of the episodes, and they were brilliant. Dr. Duke says we're fast reaching the point where YouTube is offering most vintage shows with ads. It's not a bad thing. Honestly, they're showing Thunderbirds. He says, yeah, cool. Peacock's got Kolchak. Yeah. Kolchak, we're having a fun reviewing that, man. We're about, are we past halfway through or close?
We're episode 10 right now. Yep.
About the halfway point. Gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good episode tonight, I think too. Yep.
Joe Dog says, have you watched Scrubs? Great show. Yeah, I used to love Scrubs. It was a fun show. What's his face? John Magenti or whatever was hilarious on there. The freakiest episode of Kolchak. It's been a while since I've watched all of them, but so far, what about you? What do you think was the freakiest one? Ezra Goldstein.
Kolchak?
Shalom, my friend. Yeah, what was your
Let me look at the episode. Well, the ones we've done up to right now, you mean, or
so far?
Yeah, so far. So, well, the first, well, of course, not counting the first two with the Ripper and the Zombie. I'm looking at the list here. They have been, they are, they will be. The Vampire, the Werewolf, Firefall, The Devil's Platform, Bad Medicine, Spanish Moss Murders. So, I think my favorite episode so far has been Bad Medicine, but I think the Spanish Moss Murders, if I can say that, actually get that out of my mouth. I think that was kind of
that was creepy.
Creepiest one. Yeah, creepiest monster wise and with the dream sequence. But I did like it, but I thought Bad Medicine was probably the best episode so far out of these. They have been, they are, they will be. That was also extremely creepy too, because that was with a guy that was Oscar Goldman was living forever. That was weren't they taking stuff out of people and using that to live together. Yeah.
That might be
very
the Spanish Moss Murders last week might have been the creepiest. Sentai Ranger Donnie, what's up, buddy? And
hello.
Bobby Delagato, welcome, my friend. Ezra says, Clobby and Mark, have you two watched a movie called Kelly's Heroes? Long time ago. Good movie. You?
Yeah. I've seen Kelly's Heroes, but it's been a while. Yeah. So been a long time. Yep.
Been a while, Ezra, but good movie. Something I should watch again. And yes, as we since you're here, Ezra, at the beginning of the show, we did mention R.I.P. to the great William Russell, Ian Chesterton. Doctor Who has already been, even though it's in the pits of hell as far as being destroyed, it also lost one of its most important actors ever, one of its most important companions, because he was amongst the first 3 companions at 90. I think he's 97. He was. Just the other day, the great William Russell, who played Ian Chesterton in the first episodes and first 2 seasons from 1963. 99. Thank you, Larry.
Yep.
But he was great. Ian.
And your Muslim uncle, he's got physical copies of Superman on Blu-ray coming. That's awesome. Yep. The 4K version or the not that they're both good either way, but yep. Because there was that new 4K version out, right, of Superman the movie.
Yeah.
I think Tom Connors was talking about it. Yeah, but there was something he didn't like about. I can't remember now what on their physical media review. They said something was lacking on the maybe it was the soundtrack. The quality of the soundtrack wasn't as good. The picture looked good, but the soundtrack was messed up, or wasn't the right mix. I think they. But it's always good to check out with like Digital Bits or who's the guy that Retro Blasting was talking about with the DVDs going bad. I always forget his hand.
Damn Fool Idealistic Crusade.
Yeah. So great
mouthful
there. Yeah, mouthful. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. Don't mess with John Williams soundtrack. I won't mess with it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Love all of it. John Williams is just a genius.
Yeah.
Let's see. John Platt says, Clobby Mark, have you ever watched the show called The Beachcombers? I think it was run from either the 70s or the 80s. I never really saw it.
I don't remember that one. Huh.
It's not. I don't think it's ringing a bell somehow. Was that now, John? Would that be? Was it a BBC show, perhaps, or was it an American show? I don't think I know that one. It's not ringing a bell on me.
Nope.
But that doesn't mean anything. Sounds, Canadian series taking place in BC, says Bad Gamergate. Okay. Yeah, well, that explains it. And it's probably never aired here. We get a lot of UK shows, and I don't know if we ever got a lot of Canadian shows down here, if any. I don't know. Like I said, I know obviously Canada got a lot of our shows. I know that Canada got a lot of shows from UK, but I don't know how much of that went the other way. I don't know how many.
Yeah.
Max says, Clobby, I feel like blaming someone for my lot in life. Who would you and Mark recommend as a deserving target for my projected negativity? Well,
blame Canada.
There's this guy I know. His initials are MC with a D. People generally like to blame for stuff.
Yeah, I get blamed. That's in my contract. But if not, when in doubt, blame Canada. Blame Canada. And
blame Canada.
Yeah, because it's get us kicked off the air. Yeah.
If I have Max, just for you, we'll go ahead and blame him right now.
God damn it, Mark.
There you go. Feel better. Started in 1972 and lasted 19 seasons. 19 seasons.
19 seasons. Wow.
Well, was that a fishing show? If it was, maybe I did see it because we had a lot of fishing shows here. What kind of show was that? I mean, maybe that was. Now it sounds almost familiar, but but it was we might have got that show. Brogu from my old hometown. Maybe that was one of those shows. You know what? I used to. You know how I guess you did too because you're close to my age. You'd flip through TV Guide as a kid, see what was coming on. You see all those other channels. You see all these different shows. Well, there was always those fishing shows and stuff, right?
Yeah. For sure.
Beachcombers started in 1972 and lasted 19 seasons. I never saw it. So maybe they showed that here. Maybe I saw it like in the TV Guide. It would say, Beachcombers. And I thought, well, they're just people who comb beaches, right? I don't need my beach combed. I don't have one. But I do remember flipping channels as a kid and seeing a fishing show and going, so they're fishing. Bassmasters, there you go. Yeah, see? Bassmasters was big. They even mentioned it in Ghostbusters too. Did you ever watch any of those fishing shows?
Bassomatic. That was my favorite. I'm sorry, I love the Bassomatic.
The Bassomatic was great. Empress and M, welcome.
Well, Brogu.
Did you ever watch those beach shows? I mean, those fishing shows?
Yeah, once in a while I'd watch a show, and then I had played some video games. Yeah, the fishing video games.
But than that, more important, did you ever go fishing?
Oh, I love to fish. Yeah, I used to go
been in 30
a lot
years.
more, but I'm a pretty decent fisherman, I must say so myself. But
man, my brother goes every week, a couple times. I mean, he's a hardcore fisherman. He's got a place out there. They go get a boat. out the Pontchartrain. I haven't been fishing in 30-something years, but it'd be cool to go.
Well, it was named after my uncle, and he was a super good fisherman. And some people just have a knack for it, and I'm semi decent. The funny thing is, like, my brother-in-law fishes all the time in his boat, but whenever we go out, I always end up catching more fish than him, and he goes crazy.
Of course,
it's like I'm like, come on, I got some skills here. The funny time was when I caught a shark, and he's like, "No, you didn't catch anything." And I'm like, he's like, "You got bottom." I'm like, "No, it's not good." And you can catch rays off of New Jersey. I'm like, I think this feels different. I'm like, I think this is something big. He's like, "No, give me that. I'm like, "No, I got it." And then he grabbed it, and then his dad grabbed it. He's like, and then all of a sudden, the shark keeps getting bigger every time I tell the story. Maybe it was a 3-foot shark or 4-foot shark. Well, I'll give it a 5. Let's call it 5 feet. No, maybe it was like 3 feet, but it was a pretty big brown shark. And yeah, that's the biggest thing I've ever caught. But you could tell, because when you snag bottom, a lot of times you can just feel the difference. But the shark was so big. It was I actually have a YouTube video, but it was on my private channel, but I should put it really fun to put up. Should put it up on my main channel.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it was a shark. Yep.
One day I'd like to go fishing again.
That's fun. It's nice and relaxing. Yeah. But I go on the saltwater. I do saltwater fishing here. So we're near the coast here. So, and then towards the end of the season, you catch snappers, which are the baby bluefish. Those are good eats. Yep. And stripers. You can't eat striped bass now. You can only catch a striped bass. I think it's got to be between like 44 and 46 inches. Anything else you have to throw back because they're trying to raise the population. So it's whatever the number is, 28 to 32 inches, whatever the number is. It's like it's got to be right in there.
Yeah. Oliver says, Clobby Mark, which was your favorite original musical score moments in the 1978 film Superman film by Williams? By John Williams. Mine was Leaving Home and the flying sequence. Can you read my mind? Yeah, yes. I'm one that admits I like that bit too. You're not supposed to admit that if you're a guy, but I do like that thing. Obviously, my favorite, Oliver, is nothing touches that. Not only the opening thing, favorite, which make sure I got right. Favorite original musicals. Not only the opening theme, but the lead into it. Because I'm sitting there as a kid of 14 years old or whatever for the first time seeing it. And you had that, after that little bit with the girl's voice, we're talking about Metropolis or whatever. And you're boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And well, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Blow me away. I mean, when I saw that big red S blast its way onto that movie screen for the first time in December of 1978. And as a 14-year-old kid, it blasted my eyeballs open. I mean, I was blown away. I was mesmerized, and it just gets better from there with those beautiful blue credits flashing at me across the screen. And that's the easy low-hanging fruit pick. That's the best thing of the whole soundtrack. But that said, there's so many great ones, like you just mentioned. The flying sequence is fantastic. You're in My Mind is a good touching bit of music as well. So the whole script, I can't, aside from it's tough to pick a favorite thing other than the main theme, but I had to say flying sequence would be that for me if I had to pick another one. So, and you, Mark?
Let's see. Probably I love which is when Who's Got Me, Who's Got You. That's the first movie, right?
Well, yeah, but it's not. The music's great, but
music.
He's talking about musical.
Musical. But don't they go into
musical tracks?
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. I mean, that opening score is so damn good, right?
Oh, nothing touches that. But
I mean, you got the opening score, and then you've got those credits were really well done back then. They were great, with those. I guess were they all hand drawn? I don't know how they did those really cool credits in the opening for Superman the movie.
Oh, they're beautiful. Stan Lee.
Beautiful credits, yeah. Just the credits were great. So, but I just love everything in that movie. But don't they go into there's a musical cue after Superman saves the day with that helicopter? Then they go into well, maybe it's just the music there, but
there's some
everyone was cheering in the movie theater. That scene. I mean,
God, yeah. But there's some great sequences all through as far as like movie set pieces. That was where it has a very light bit of music when he takes off into the air and he starts flying around the city, and that was really good as well.
Yeah,
I mean, so many great set pieces. But as far as the big stuff, you've got that. Then you got when Luthor contacts him, and he goes, "This is Lex Luthor. Only one thing less than 4 legs could hear the Superman, and that's you."
Oh, that's right.
Well, that's when he jumps out of the building, and then it starts the flying sequence music, which later they use again later when he's flying after the missiles, and that's spectacular.
Yeah, look at the track listings now. Yeah,
Dr. Duke.
I mean that movie. That part of the reason that movie is so good is because of that score. I mean, it's part of it.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Dr. Duke. I'm with you. I love Jerry Goldsmith and Bernard Herrmann. They're brilliant. Jerry Goldsmith is right up there with Williams and Ennio Morricone and any of those other guys who did some of the greatest, most spectacular music ever.
I just love and I know you can't stand Man of Steel, but the soundtrack to that is I bought the album to that. That was phenomenal music.
It's good. It's good music. It does not really what I call Superman.
Yeah, but it's just good. It is good music. It's good music. Yeah,
it's good enough. Yeah, I mean it does well. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I mean Bart Herman, and of course why am I forgetting his name? This is pissing me off. I hate when I do that. Elmer Bernstein. Elmer Bernstein was so amazing. Look how long he did. This guy is so brilliant. He did Magnificent Seven, Great Escape, I believe, and then all the way, and then a bunch of other stuff, and then Ghostbusters. I mean, the guy was just unreal. Stripes too.
Yep. Oh, good night, Picasso.
Good night, Picasso.
I found a
heat sinker.
I found the clip.
Heat sinker's here. Yeah, cool.
James Horner. Do you want me to? They want to see me catching a shark?
Go ahead.
Why not? It's Wild Card Wednesday, so we can do whatever we want on this, right? Yeah. So look at this. It's like a 20-foot shark. Now it's gone up to a 10-foot shark. Now it's not that big of a shark, but so.
Whoa. Boom, boom,
but you
boom,
want to
boom,
be?
Boom. We were just talking about John Williams music.
You want to
boom, 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 boom.
Look there until you bring it right up to the boat. It's still pretty big, yeah. Fought like crazy, yeah. So,
yeah, Donnie, the Magnificent Seven soundtrack is one of the absolute greats. I love it.
It's my father and they were like, "Don't leave, just cut the thing." We're like, "You're gonna get hurt." Yeah.
Poor little Sharky.
Poor little Sharky. No, we let him go. Yep. So, see,
very
now
nice.
It's a 20-foot shark. Yep.
Yep. Now he's big and out there. He's out there. Need a bigger boat next time you see him.
Yeah.
Yep. So
gonna need a bigger boat. Yep.
Yeah. So, well, we're going to start moseying because we've got the watch party we got to get ready for.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do some show notes and shout outs first. You got anything? We'll shout out the watch party first, I guess.
Yeah.
Before I do my show notes and shout outs, Mark has a watch party on this channel and about it's bottom of the hour. In other words, it'll be 11:30 my time Eastern. Yeah. I mean Central. 12 Eastern, 12:30 Eastern. So coming up in about a little under 20 minutes.
Yep.
We're going to have the Night Stalker, Kolchak the Night Stalker watch party, the episode that we'll be reviewing tomorrow night, of course. And what else? So you got anything to add to that?
And then of course, we're doing the Blake 7 watch party tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing Volcano. Right. So bring your paper mache volcanoes to that watch party. And of course, you'll talk about the clubhouse, and we'll be back for Sunday Night Geekery on Sunday night as well. And I, oh my God, I have to start watching Voyager episodes again. I had a week off. What are you doing to me?
Sorry,
Season 7.
Hey, Dr. Duke. By the way, it's good to have you. Let me say something to Dr. Duke real quick. New to the channel, was referred to Midnight's Edge today. You all seem like good people. Thank you, Fiona, and one of your moderators were doing the good work. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you for being here, Doctor. We appreciate that. We were big geeks here. I do 4 shows a week. Monday nights it's devoted to comics. Tonight, like on Wednesday night, it's Wild Card, anything geekness. Tomorrow night is the Clubhouse, which our wonderful first officer Raquel joins myself and Mark here, and we review a Blake 7 episode, a Kolchak the Night Stalker episode, and a Star Trek comic, and we basically geek out and about stuff like that. And then Saturday nights are Saturday Night Star Trek, reviewing all of real Star Trek 66 through 05. We're on the 7th season of Voyager on that. So that's basically what I do here 4 nights a week. And I'm all over the others, streaming every other day. So, but it was good to meet you. And thank you for popping in. Hey, Stark of Iron, what's up?
Yeah, great to meet you, Dr. Duke.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Appreciate seeing you. Hail to the last break. Good to see you, Tony Stark of Iron, buddy. Zathras is not in good Persia.
Oh, and I did get a Cardinal Sin, our dear departed buddy. I did get a package from Ari. They were giving away some of Cardi's stuff, so I'm gonna have to do an unboxing in his spirit. So the package did come, so I did get got some items from his brother Ari. So
wow,
I'll have to schedule an unboxing this weekend. Hopefully I can do it or one of these nights. But Miss Cardinal Sin, big time. But, and he was the king of unboxings. Yeah, he would do some great unboxings. So.
All right, cool. Thank you, Dr. Duke. I appreciate that. And let me do my okay, so show notes and shout outs, folks. Let's see. Tomorrow night I'll be in the Great Midnight's Edge After Dark with Tom and the great group over there, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then the aforementioned Clubby's Clubhouse. Where are you? Be at the Clubhouse. Again, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central. Same Clubby time, same Clubby channel. It'll be a Blake 7 episode review, Kolchak Night Stalker episode review, and a Star Trek Unlimited comic book review with number 1, our wonderful first officer who's back from shore leave, and the great Mark D with a C. And then Friday night, back on my good buddy J-Man's channel, I will be joining J-Man and our great buddy Sean to continue our ongoing mission of reviewing all of the great Jack King Kirby's legendary run on the world's greatest comic magazine, Fantastic Four, 1 through 102, annuals 1 through 6. That's every Friday night, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Where it's a lot of fun. Fantastic Fridays. We do 4 issues a week, of course. And then after that, I go to my good buddy 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser's channel. Nick, of course, with the Friday Night Comic Shop Boys at 8:30 Central to hang out and talk comics with those great lads. And then, as I said, Saturday night Star Trek, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same Trek time, same Clubby channel. We review 4 more episodes of Star Trek Voyager. We got a season 7, so we're just getting that started, getting close to the end. Close, sort of close.
You're not looking forward to that, are you?
Of course I am. You know that. And then, of course, end your week as a geek on Sunday Night Geekery, the great Mark D with the C's channel, Chief Engineer's channel. He'll put a link in there for the description. If you have not already, please go consider subscribing to his great channel. And that's 10 p.m. Eastern for the Geekery and the Eatery. And then Monday night, I'll have a twofer. It's a special. It's this B Monday of the month, so I'll be doing 2 shows. Early on at 6 Central, the great J-Man joins me for our trip to Earth B, the wacky world of Bob Haney presentation with another classic comic from the craziest writer who ever lived in comics. And, of course, at 9, it will be a Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk edition. Looking forward to that. And then the usual spate of shows for next week, of course. So we've got the watch party coming up in about 15 minutes on Mark's channel. Please go check that out. It'll be Kolchak. And I want to thank you all for being with us tonight. Our great wrenches, of course. Eric K., Chris Persia, D. Bud Martin, Lord Thoth, J-Man, Maximum Redstone, Fanty Outsider, Larry, Gwagnar, Kirok, JT, Kirk, Maddie's Daddy, and Kal-El. So, and everyone else for being here. If you were new here, thank you so much. It's great to have you. We appreciate you. Anyone watching on a download or a rewatch, thank you. And if you're watching lurking out there, listening as a podcast or however it works, you have my gratitude, and I hope you will always join us. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. And hey, we've got through most of the week. Let's get through the rest of it together. Good night, and have an extraordinary tomorrow.
Poker. You know the game?
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
I just love Clobberin time.